Hello and welcome back to another exciting chess game, ladies and gentlemen. This one was played in 2022 at Meltwater Chess Championship, and it was played between Jan-Krzysztof Duda, who was playing as white, and his opponent, world chess champion Magnus Carlsen. What is so interesting about this game is that Magnus made one mistake in the mid-game and the game was completely over. Unfortunately for him, he got knocked out of that tournament after this game. Jan-Krzysztof Duda opened the game with d4, we have knight f6 for black, we have c4, and right now g6 was played for Magnus Carlsen, so we are in King's Indian defense. White continues with knight c3 and he is slowly getting ready to take control of the center with the move e4. Black continues with bishop g7 and we have e4 as it's usually played in this sort of openings. Magnus continues with d6, his idea is to later push this pawn on e5 and counter in the center. We have knight to f3 right now for Jan-Krzysztof Duda and Magnus castles. White continues with bishop e2 getting ready to castle as well, and we have knight b to d7. Right now this move is needed to support the push of this pawn on e5. Jan-Krzysztof Duda castles and we have e5 on the board as expected. Game continued with bishop e3 right now for white. White continues his development and finishes his development, and also he protects this pawn here. We have rook to e8 now by Magnus Carlsen, already setting up some tricks, because after taking this pawn and this exchange, this pawn will be weak. That is the reason why Jan-Krzysztof Duda played queen to c2. Now, although this is one of the moves that is played in this opening, usually white plays d5, he blocks the center and then he continues with b4 with trying to create some counterplay on the queen's wing here. That's how it usually goes, but queen c2 was played for Jan-Krzysztof Duda and we have h6 right now for Magnus Carlsen. Magnus simply doesn't want to allow any of white pieces coming on this strong g5 square. Game continued with rook a to d1 for Jan-Krzysztof Duda, and now we have knight to g4 played by Magnus Carlsen, attacking this dark squared bishop of white. For now, white is not ready to give up this bishop and he plays bishop c1. We have c6 on the board right now. Also, maybe in future black can play d5 if necessary. We have d5 for white, so white counters this threat, and after that c5 was played for Magnus Carlsen, so Magnus decided to block the center. White continues with g3. White's idea is that now he can support his knight jumping on h4 and then he will be able to stop the f5 push, which is really common in this sort of positions and one of the black's main ideas when the center is blocked. We have knight to f8 now played for Magnus Carlsen with the idea to reroute his knight, and we have knight to h4 played for Jan-Krzysztof Duda. Magnus continues with h5, he wants to protect this knight, which is currently under attack by this bishop, although it is protected by this bishop as well. And we have f3 on the board right now, pushing away this knight and asking the question, where will you go? So Magnus firstly decides to play knight to h6, pulling away this knight on a safer square because it is attacked, and we have bishop to e3 by Jan-Krzysztof Duda. For now, Duda doesn't want to trade for this knight. We have knight to h7 now played for Magnus Carlsen. Magnus's idea is that now knight g5 will be a possibility, and Magnus wants to exploit a weak h3 square as well. We have bishop to d3 by Jan-Krzysztof Duda, and Magnus continues with his idea knight g5. White now plays king h1. He doesn't want to lose a tempo after knight h3 is played, which was played in the game. Knight h3 for Magnus Carlsen, and we have a3 on the board. So for now, Jan-Krzysztof Duda decided to turn away his attention to the queen side and disadvantage. We have king to h7 for Magnus Carlsen. Magnus now wants to give this space for this rook on g8 if necessary, and we have b4 on the board for Jan-Krzysztof Duda. So Jan-Krzysztof Duda wants to open his queen side. For now, Magnus refuses and he plays b6, and we have queen to d2 right now played for Jan-Krzysztof Duda, aiming at this knight here. So we have a knight to g8 for now. Magnus doesn't want to trade for this knight in this position, and we have a rook to b1 right now played for white. White wants to take advantage of this open b file. Our game continued with bishop h6, offering the trade of bishops. For now, Jan-Krzysztof Duda refuses and he plays knight to e2, and we have trade bishop takes on e3, queen picks up on e3, and we have knight to f6 right now played for Magnus Carlsen. Again, this knight is much better on this square here. We have rook to b2 played for white. Now White's idea is that when this knight is traded, he will be able to put this rook and double it on the f-file. So we have g5 played by Magnus Carlsen attacking this knight, and we have knight to g2 played for white. We have king g7 played for black, and black's idea is to have another square for this knight. Game continued with knight to g1 right now, offering the trade, and for now Magnus refuses and he plays knight to h7 here, defending this pawn. We have f4 finally played for Jan-Krzysztof Duda. For now everything stops on the queen side, and right now Jan-Krzysztof Duda is ready to strike on the king side. We have bishop to g4 played for Magnus Carlsen. For now nothing is taken. We have knight picking up on h3 for white, bishop picks up on h3, and finally we have b picks up on c5 played for Jan-Krzysztof Duda. We have b picks up on c5, and after f takes on g5 we're in a critical part of the position because this game ended after only 2 moves. And that is because Magnus played rook to b8, offering a trade of rooks, and he missed a cool tactic by Jan-Krzysztof Duda. Unfortunately, what Magnus missed is that after rook picks up on b8 and rook picks up on b8, Jan-Krzysztof Duda has this queen f3 move with a double attack on this pawn and on this pawn as well. And after this move, Magnus Carlsen resigned because simply there is nothing you can do. You don't have any additional resources. After this pawn falls, you are simply losing this game. Now what Magnus should have played after f takes on g5 is actually not rook b8 but queen picking up on g5, and after queen picks up on g5 we have knight picks up on g5 and rook f to b1 doubling the rooks. We have knight to f3, bishop to e2 and knight to g5 with a slight advantage for white, but the game is completely playable here as black. Unfortunately for Magnus, after this move and queen f3 there is nothing you can do here. For example, if you decide to pick up this pawn with your knight, then we have queen to f6 check, and after king goes on h7 one of your pieces will fall and it's a game over. Also after queen f3, if you decide to defend with queen b7, then after queen picks up on h5, bishop takes on g2 and king picks up on g2, there is nothing you can do. You can only try and defend this pawn, but this game is completely lost here for black. Especially playing on a super grandmaster level, there is nothing Magnus can do here, especially because he was low on time as well. And this is how this game ended, and this is all I have prepared for you today, guys. If you enjoyed this game, please make sure to leave a comment, like and share this video with other people who enjoy chess, because word of mouth referrals really help my channel grow. Also, if you wish, you can become a channel member or you can donate directly to my PayPal. I will leave the link in the description of this video, guys. Each of your donation is much appreciated and each new donator will be listed on my screen with every new video, guys. Thank you so much, your support is much appreciated. Also, feel free to let me know your thoughts about this game. Have I missed something in the analysis? Do you like and enjoy watching Magnus Carlsen games? Or if you wish to comment about anything else, feel free to do so. I always enjoy reading your comments, as you know, guys. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see each other in the next video. I wish you a pleasant day. Bye bye.